Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Bootney Farnsworth. In today's commentary, I want to talk about a story that's been in the news last couple of days. I found out about this story, I think it was on Facebook. But then when I watched the news the next morning, they was talking about it. And I thought I would do a little commentary and give my opinions on what I thought about the story. Now, if you're not familiar with it, in Texas, there was a 17-year-old transgender boy named Mack Beggs who won the Texas State girls wrestling title. Now the issue is Beggs is transitioning from female to male and taking performance enhancing drugs, testosterone, to help with the transition. Now the problem with that is that Beggs taking testosterone is giving him a huge advantage over the female competitors. And a lot of people think that it's totally unfair and that he's cheating. But in his defense, if it was up to him, he would wrestle with the boys. But unfortunately, due to Texas state law, Beggs has to compete in the gender that was specified on his birth certificate. So he is forced to wrestle with girls. But Bootney, I thought performance enhancing drugs was banned in sports. It is for the most part, but unless it's prescribed by a doctor and for a legitimate reason. And Beggs transitioning is the legitimate reason. So let me get this straight, Bootney. You have someone who's biologically a girl, right? Yeah. Who's wrestling girls, right? Yeah. And who's taking performance enhancing drugs to beat girls? Yeah. But performance enhancing drugs are legal for the most part in combat sports? Yeah. But it's okay because the doctor says so, that he can compete with these girls? Yeah. Bootney, this shit's too confusing. I know, man. Now, like I said before, I'm sure Beggs is a talented athlete and who loves the sport of wrestling. And if it was up to Beggs and his family, he would be wrestling boys. Now, my issue with this is not the fact that Beggs is wrestling with female competitors, because to be honest, I have a student who's a 13-year-old wrestler and she competes with other guys. And because her school doesn't have a female wrestling team, so she's forced to compete with male wrestlers, which she doesn't have a problem with that. That just makes her tougher. But, you know, the fact that Beggs went 56-0 competing on the girls wrestling team with the testosterone in his body, that gives him too much of an advantage. So that's probably what I have more of a problem with, the fact that he's allowed to use performance enhancing drugs and compete exclusively with female competitors. It'd be one thing if it wasn't a male or female thing, it was just like some schools, it's just a wrestling team where sometimes females have to wrestle with males on opposite teams. But it's just a simple fact that this was the Texas State girls wrestling team that gave Beggs, in my opinion, a clear advantage. But I'm not discounting the fact that Beggs is a talented wrestler, but I agree with Beggs, and like most people, is that Beggs should be wrestling with boys. Now, the good thing for Beggs is when he transitions to a college, that's no pun intended. But yeah, when he transitions to college, the NCAA, they do have guidelines for transgender athletes, transgender wrestlers. Beggs will be able to compete with the mixed teams or compete against boys, which is how it should be. So guys, leave your comments in the comment section and let me know what you think about this story. And I'm out. This is Bootney Farnsworth, the commentator, formerly known as the only pugilistic COD commentator in the business.